If you're looking for a new way to support the podcast, check out Dubby.gg, an energy supplement company trying to make a difference. There, you can use code SIDEMISSION for 10% off your order. Thank you to Dubby for sponsoring this episode, and we hope you enjoy.
Welcome into the newest episode of Side Mission. I, like always, am your host, Rusty Ellis, joined by just one of the boys, Matt Beck, and today we are talking about another Switch 2 release, Switch 2 exclusive, I'm pretty sure, right? This game's not on, it's not on Switch 1. Mario Tennis Fever, and Matt, the biggest thing that we've noticed with the Mario sports games, we saw it with Strikers Battle League, we saw it with Mario Golf Super Rush. A lot of these games are very, very light on content at launch to where people are like, oh, should you really pay $60 or now in this case, $70 for it? I don't know if Mario Tennis Fever is worth $70, but I do think they give us a lot of content right out of the gate.
Yeah, they definitely learned a lot from the Switch sports releases because, well, for one, they were cheaper, so I kind of felt like Nintendo maybe felt like they didn't have to have so much content upon release, but
which is crazy,
that now they're charging $70, they had to justify that, and even then, I still go back and forth with, did it justify $70? Because you've seen a lot of, talking online that, Nintendo's talking about how they're going to price their games because we saw Mario Kart World being $80.
Yep.
And that kind of brought to my attention. I was like, well, Nintendo tends to release a lot of these smaller games to kind of fill out the year. And they're going to charge $70 for them. That's the new standard price for Switch 2 games.
Yes.
The next $80 game I can possibly imagine being Pokemon because I feel like Nintendo can justify spending...
Because it'll sell.
Because it'll sell. It will always sell. It is mainline Pokemon games.
Yeah, the discussion lately has been, is Fire Red and Leaf Green, because obviously those come out later this week as of recording this, because I have no idea when this episode is going to get posted. It should get posted soon. But the whole conversation was, are those worth $20 a piece? And first of all, it's Fire Red and Leaf Green. The answer is yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. But the reality is also, you could charge $80 for Pokemon now. Pokemon is still going to sell. It's going to sell. Now, a game like Mario Tennis Fever, on the other hand, it being $70 is, in my opinion, a bit of a down point. It's something that, or a bit of a, not really a great indicator of that price point. I think this is a game that's worth a lot closer to $50, in my opinion. If it was $50, I could really see saying, hey, go out and play this game. Now, all that to say, this game is really good.
Yeah.
This game is really good. And I thought that Mario Golf Super Rush was a really quality game. We got a fair amount of mileage out of that game. We played that game quite a bit after release. I played it with multiple friends that would come over. That would be like a party game that we would play. I could see this being a similar game, maybe to a little bit of a lesser extent, but I think the actual quality of Mario Tennis here is much higher, absolutely much higher than Mario Strikers Battle League. That was a joke. That game was awful when you looked at the content, the price you paid. You could play one match on that game, and you've experienced the entire game. That's it.
I actually skipped the Switch Mario Tennis game way back.
Aces, yeah.
Aces. I didn't really like to play tennis games. I love the sports spinoffs. I think they're a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But tennis, just to me personally, was not one that I was interested in. But yes. I think when they did announce this one, it just looked really good to me, at first, especially when I saw that, they're not drip feeding the characters,
there's a lot you can unlock.
And that's the other thing that I like, unlocking things, because that is kind of an old, in the gaming industry right now, kind of history. Yes. You don't really get to unlock things anymore.
Yeah, you think about old fighting games.
Yeah.
A lot of old fighting games, you would have, if you look at the Tekken series, you would have a set roster at the start, and you could unlock other characters as you went.
A lot of these characters you see in Fever, this would be DLC.
Yeah, I think a great example, to keep it with Nintendo, a great example of that constantly unlocking stuff is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's a great example, I think, here, where it gives you a reason to keep on playing. We just got done playing some online, and we both unlocked a bunch of new rackets, which we'll talk about those. Those are a really good, I think, addition into Mario Tennis. Unlocking a ton of characters, unlocking new courts that you can play on. I think that it does give you reason to keep playing.
Yeah, even colors for characters like
Yoshi, different Yoshis, different Lumas, Shy Guys, Koopa Troopas, all of them. That's really good. I think if we're going to talk about negatives, because this is going to take up, I think, a good amount of this episode, The adventure mode is not good. It's downright bad. It's the low point of this game. The actual tennis in the game is a lot of fun. The online is a lot of fun. The tournaments, the battle towers, those are a lot of fun. The adventure mode, though, it's not a good sign for me when like half of the adventure mode is just like them teaching you the basics in the academy.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like the biggest issue was I played an hour and a half of the adventure mode, and I was telling you, I was like, dude, I'm an hour and a half in and I'm still in tutorials. Like, this is not good in my opinion. Like, I feel like you could teach all these tutorials or all this in one short tutorial and then move on to something that's actually good. Because some of the levels in the adventure mode are actually good. Like the battle against Bowser's ship with the bullet bills is a lot of fun. But I feel like it takes way too long to get there. And then some of the puzzles in the adventure mode, I was like, is this really what they thought the best version of this was? I don't know. I don't think so personally.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I know one thing that I told you is like a lot of the training, like little mini games they put in there, just felt like I was playing Mario Party.
Yes.
Like there was one where you had to twist around this turret and hit like the balls that were coming out. Like there were a couple of fun ones, but it did take way too long. There was too much going back and forth, and it got to the point where like you kind of just knew what the loop was, where it's like you're gonna go training to learn these new shots, then you're gonna go and use those shots in a game against Toad, and then you're gonna go do a quiz.
Yep.
And then you're going to come back, and then you're going to learn more different shots. Like it just took way too long to actually get out of the castle area.
There are some gameplay loops in games nowadays that I'm like, this is a good gameplay loop. Like I think about a game we've played a lot of, an obscene amount of, is Elden Ring Night Rain. But it's a gameplay loop that is enjoyable. It's a fun gameplay loop where you feel like you're learning stuff, you're seeing new things. This, I feel like, each of these shots, like I see where they're different, but ultimately the problem when you actually play actual games, most of them don't really come into practice. Like lob shots are good, curving your shot, slicing your shot is good, but like the drop shots, I don't really feel like are all that useful. Like a lot of the shots you hit in a normal game are just going to be flat shots. They're just going to be flat shots that you hit. So I think the fact that it spent about 2 hours going through all that, and if it's shorter than that for most people, and it just took us longer, then I'm open to that, but like I didn't fail any of the quizzes, I didn't fail any of the tutorials, I didn't fail any of that stuff. Like I passed all of it, and it felt like it took obscenely too long. And then the actual levels themselves, like the one in the swamp with the histocrats, I hated that.
I didn't care for it either.
I thought that was awful. And then you get to the end, and it kind of just ends.
Yeah,
like it just kind of ends out of nowhere. Like it's an adventure mode that it's going to take you. If you get this game on a day off and you start the adventure mode, you're going to be done within 3 hours. And it's like, does it feel worthwhile to play?
Yeah, and the story in the story was just it's what you expect with Mario. Basically, what Daisy is sick. Wario and Waluigi, you mentioned that there is this island that has something that can make her better. It was like this apple. They end up going there. Wario and Waluigi just do what they do best. They mess everything up. They awaken some sort of like,
I don't know.
What is that, spider or something like that? And then it somehow transforms Mario, Luigi, Wario, Peach, and Waluigi into babies.
Yeah.
Like we had to justify putting baby characters into this game.
Which I don't know why, because I feel like we've all known about the existence of the baby characters for several decades now.
Like they're in every Mario Kart. Like they're not even in Mario Party.
Yeah.
But they're in Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, it's funny how you can't play as them in those, but like, oh yeah, they can drive a cart. Absolutely. Like they can swing a tennis racket. Absolutely. They can swing a golf club. Like it's so bizarre, but it feels very empty and it feels very tacked on. It's like they said, Mario Strikers Battle League didn't have a mode like this, but Golf Super Rush did.
Yeah.
So we need to have a mode like this. And it's like, okay, but if you're going to have a mode like this, I feel like it needs to be built out very well and it needs to have a reason for existing. Like, I didn't play a lot of the Tennis Aces adventure mode, but what I did play was way better than this. It was way better of an adventure mode. It's a shame because
the developer of this game, Camelot, when they first started doing these sports games, like they did a fantastic job on the story. It's like on the campaign modes, like Mario's, like the very first Mario's baseball game.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best sports game like campaigns they've done.
That's a series I don't know why we haven't gotten.
Yeah, baseball is severely missing.
Like I feel like if you put a new Sluggers game on the Switch 2, I feel like it would sell. Like there are people that'll buy it out of just pure nostalgia. Like tennis, Mario Tennis Fever, like it's one that will it sell well? It'll sell all right. It's not going to be a big system seller at all.
I think the
for the
$70
system.
price tag is also
That's a killer for a lot of people. Now, when you get into the actual tennis playing, because adventure mode is god awful. When you get into the actual tennis matches, those are a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun, and I think the biggest thing that sticks out there is the game itself looks good and runs good. Like if there's one thing that Camelot did really, really good here, is that they put together a game that is optimized well, that is animated really well, and all of that is a very, very high positive, even considering that $70 price tag. I think that it's something that if other Mario games looked like this and ran like this, you could not complain about how a game runs or performs compared to a game on the PS5 or the Xbox Series, which who knows how much longer Xbox is going to be around at this rate. I don't think very long if the new CEO's comments are any indicator, but nonetheless, not what we're here to discuss. I do feel like the performance and the actual like animation in this game is top notch. And I think it's something that deserves to be praised.
Yeah. The characters look really good and not just like, like the range of characters, like how many do we have here? Like we have like, obviously we have the babies, we have the main cast, but then we get characters like, Wiggler, we get enemies from Mario, we got Birdo, but
I just used the Chain Chomp in the online matches that we did. Like Chain Chomp, like it's such a funny dynamic. Like a lot of people that don't play these games, they'll default to picking like one of like 5 characters. They'll pick Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, or Yoshi. Those are the ones they're going to pick more.
Oh, and Rosalina's there.
Rosalina sometimes, Daisy sometimes, but like that's primarily like Bowser is like Bowser. I feel like in a lot of these games often gets forgotten. Yeah, like they don't use him
ever since Mario Odyssey. Like Paulina's made such a big comeback. Like she's in all the spinoffs now. Yep. She had a big role in Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yep,
like Pauline's back to stay.
Yeah, like it's like Pauline is and Pauline becoming a mainstay is awesome as well. I think the introduction of the fever rackets is ultimately what makes the actual matches great because there's so much variety in there. Like, we just got done using the one that creates, basically a shadow clone of a player, and
clone jutsu.
You can basically turn you can turn a 2-on-2 doubles match into a 3-on-2 for, about a minute or two. And that can change a game. You've also got the ice racket that if the ball actually hits the court, it creates an ice patch wherever it lands. There's the fire racket that it drops like little flames all over the court where if you run into it, you lose health. And if you lose too much health and you're in a doubles match, you have to go sit on the sideline for I think it's like 10 seconds, and it's a slow moving 10 seconds where, again, a game could be changed in that short amount of time. I do think the fever rackets are the best part of the game, and it's why I think I will keep going back to this game.
Yeah, the variety of fever rackets is crazy. Like, I'm still unlocking some right now. Like, you unlock a good portion of them through
You just unlocked one that I want to see in action, the Thwomp racket. I want to see that in action.
The Thwomp racket, yeah, I'm very curious about that. The ones I used when we were just playing online, the Charging Chuck one, which basically turns a tennis ball into a football.
That's messy. That can mess another team up.
And the Magic Koopa one that basically it sends the ball into a direction and it completely changes course, and it's like super bright and colorful. It's like it's hard to see where the ball is actually going.
There are some that I'm like online. This is going to be toxic.
Yeah,
like the one that creates a little like spinning like flame, or the one
the tornadoes.
The tornadoes are another one. The ones where every time it gets hit, it drops like a little lightning charge thing. And if you hit another one, it'll connect them. And you can connect them all the way across the court. And if someone runs into the lightning charge in between them, it freezes them for a second because they take damage from it. Like there are some, like the worst offender is the Boo one.
The Boo, the one that makes you invisible.
Makes you invisible, the ball invisible. Like people are going to abuse that online.
Yeah, they are.
Like that, like the players we played online abused that.
Yeah, but I can see how that can work against the player, because think about that. It makes the player invisible.
I'm sure.
See where you're at.
I'm sure the player controlling it, you can probably still see where you are and see where the ball is. But for players that are playing against you, that's going to mess you up.
Yeah.
Like now there's one, it's a very small thing. I noticed that IGN pointed this out, and I do wish that like you could do that. Especially in party situations, I would love to be able to choose completely randomized fever rackets.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that. You can't do, like, you set them at the start of each match before you set them. I would love for it to be random because you can randomize everything else.
The only thing that I've seen is that you can actually select 2 fever rackets.
Yes.
And switch between them.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, there's not a lot of more customization there.
What did you think about the towers? I thought those were a really interesting game mode, especially if you want a little bit of a challenge. I feel like those are good.
Yeah, the towers are fun. The first one I did that one fairly easily. They use like a lot of the different modes that are available in like advanced challenges. There's one in particular that I was struggling with where you basically there's 3 piranha plants. They hit the ball, and you have to hit the ball back, but you cannot allow the other player on the other side of the court to hit the ball, because then you only get 3 balls.
You can't allow them to return.
If they return it, then you lose a ball.
Yeah, which that's tough. I mean, that's you have to like actually like play strategic.
I had to get that done and score 30 points to unlock Piranha Plant,
which is crazy to me
because you had to do it on advanced.
Yeah, which is very very difficult.
It was very difficult.
If you're just playing the game casually, like you're gonna have a tough time with that.
Yeah.
So I do think there are a lot of positives to the game. I think the adventure mode's the biggest negative. I go back to it. It's a game that if it was 50, I wouldn't bat an eyelash at. I wouldn't even think about it.
Right.
Like recommend it. I would just recommend it and be like, yeah, absolutely, for 50, it's a great party game. It's not like Mario Party Jamboree where it's like for the full price. It's a game that you can get a lot of miles out of. This is a game that I feel like I may play sometimes just to waste like an hour.
Yeah.
But am I going to play it for multiple hours on end? Probably not.
Yeah, it's not going to be a game that I spend a lot of time playing online like I know a lot of other people do.
Like the two people that we play?
I feel like for me, it's just going to be like, I want to unlock the characters, the rackets, the courses. And then I feel like once I do that, and then I beat like all the tournament modes, the singles and doubles.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to be like, I can play it with you from time to time.
Yes.
We can go online time to time. It'll be fun.
Yes. I think that, well, here's the other thing, and this is a very, very startling reality for this game. And this game is not more than like a week and a half old, something like that. It's less, because it came out on the 13th?
Yeah.
So it's less than like 2 weeks old.
2 weeks.
And the online is pretty dead.
Yeah.
Like we got the same 2 players a couple of times. We played them a couple matches early on. They destroyed us because they played cheap and bullshit. But then in the next room that we created, we got one of those guys again with a different random, and then we did another room and we got the guys that we had at the very start again. And it's like, why are we getting the same players over and over?
People.
Like we should be getting different people, and that does not. Now again, admittedly, it is Wednesday. It is 1:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday. A lot of people are probably at work. So and we both
would be at school.
Like exactly, like we both happen to be off today. So it's like I get it if that's part of the issue, that could make sense. Like maybe if we played on a weekend, maybe it's a little more populated and we get a few different people. Maybe if we're not playing in the same house on the same internet, maybe we get somebody different.
We'll just have to test it out.
Yeah, we'd have to test that out. But it doesn't seem very populated, and I don't think that bodes well for the future of the game. Especially if they do want to add free updates.
Yeah, because this was their most recent release, so this is going to be like the Mario sports game we're going to have for a while until the next one, which is maybe not until next year. So this is,
and at this rate, like what would that even be? Because we keep saying like Mario Baseball would go really hard. But we've said that
bring back Mario or basketball.
Yeah, like we've said that baseball would go hard, but we've been saying that realistically.
It's going to be golf. Let's be realistic.
Since Mario Golf Super Rush, we've been saying baseball would be good to do next. But like, I fully believe we're probably going to get another Mario Golf before we get a Mario Baseball game.
Yeah,
I hope we don't get another Mario Strikers game.
I would love another Mario Strikers game if they actually did what they did with the GameCube and the Wii version.
Yeah, the problem is I don't really have the faith that they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I've worried they're going to drip feed a lot of content. Now, Mario Strikers was an interesting one because it also came out in a year where that was a consistent issue with like a lot of Nintendo's first parties outside of like Xenoblade that year. Like, what also came out that year? Nintendo Switch Sports. That was Switch Sports. That was the Switch Sports year.
That was the Switch Sports
And again,
year.
that was a game that even at $50, it did not feel worth it. It was very light on content. The online was not great. And even if you played it like in the party mode, even if you played it like just as a party game with friends, it didn't have the same replayability that a game like Wii Sports had. Wii Sports is a game I've often said on the Wii, that was my most played game. And I played a bunch of games on the Wii. That was my most played game because I just felt like it was an easy game to go into and to just, set challenges for yourself.
Yeah.
Like oh, like I'm gonna play. I'm gonna go into like the game where you hit the tennis ball off the wall and see how many times you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can break my record on
Yeah,
there,
that's
or
fun.
on the home run derby that you can do on there. I'm gonna see if I can break my distance record on there. Like you constantly had stuff to go back and do. Switch Sports and to an extent Strikers Battle League. It came out in a year where that was an issue for both of those games. That was two of their bigger releases that year.
Yeah.
Especially from the first party standpoint. Those were two pretty big releases that year, and they both had that drip feeding content issue. The good news is this game doesn't have that issue, but are they going to be able to do a Strikers game where they don't have that issue? That's my question.
Yeah, I think that I'm hoping with Fever being that example, like Nintendo, just when they do these sports games, that they just put everything there on day one. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to do DLC later on, that's cool. Like, I'm enjoying the game enough to go back and play DLC in the future.
What I would compare
yeah.
this to is like, does it have the online staying power that something like Mario Kart World does? Of course it doesn't. Mario Kart World,
Mario Kart's
Mario Kart, like we could probably do a whole episode about this, but like Mario Kart World was the perfect launch game for the system because Mario Kart is something that everyone can play.
Yeah.
I do think that is something that the Switch got in trouble with. Was Breath of the Wild's a great game. Is everybody going to enjoy Breath of the Wild? No. Not everybody is going to love, and I think we said that on our Mario Kart World Review, not everybody is going to love Breath of the Wild. If you had made Tears of the Kingdom a Switch 2 launch game, not everybody is going to enjoy Tears of the Kingdom because it's a gigantic game that if you've never played a Zelda game, it can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World is easy to jump into, play a couple races, and take a break.
Play with
Super-
friends.
Play online. Super easy to
Yeah.
hop online and play a game. Super
Yeah.
easy. But this game, I don't think has that same staying power, and the fact that it's only $10 cheaper than World, I think is an issue. I think
agree.
it's a problem.
Yeah.
I think this game should have been $50.
I agree.
So, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, that's it for me.
I will say this. I think it is hysterical that Rosalina, her lob shot is just broken.
It is.
That's broken. Like, that is going to get abused by so many players online. Like, it's, and by so many players online, I mean, we will probably abuse that. But that is going to do it for this episode of Side Mission. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Side Mission Pod. You can check us out on Facebook as well at Side Mission Podcast. For Matt, I'm Rusty. Thanks for listening.